Welcome back, everyone. This is Shadow Drake, and we are back in Mars, low power generation, since my batteries are not eternally blue. So, the last thing that I did was I made a new emergency spot. Not really quite well pressurized, mind you, but it's here and ready. So, now what I need to do is get enough volatiles to pressurize this space so that I can just remove my suit and helmet inside there. So we're going to go once again on another mining trip, except this time we're going to be targeting volatiles specifically. And I was trying, yep, I tried to remember where this was. And it was right here, sad to say. And yeah, I really could have, yeah, it could have really been very well pressurized if I actually dug this out. But, you know, in the middle of a storm, you really can't see that. So yeah, that's one thing down. That's very easy. Look at all these volatiles I'm getting. Yeah. Yeah. Never mind this hole in the middle of my base. Nobody minds that. Holes are cool. I had to fix my solar panels. I'm not gonna opt for the somewhat cheesy just take them down and bring them back type thing. You know. So, we're gonna drop one of you. We're gonna put one in here to melt to refill this tank. But I do need to go out and get more stuff. Like this. Like, I got this right here, but I also need to set up the other end. And I also need to set up the greenhouse. And quite frankly, I'm more concerned about the greenhouse and the water collection. Like, yeah. This needs to come out. And, you know what? Let's go ahead and get a light in here. Oh, man, that's livelier. Because I'm going to be removing my suit more often in here. Okay, how much is that? Not enough. We want to get to at least... excuse me. 7.5 megapascals. That works. There we go. Okay. So now that I can remove my suit in here, that's perfect. That's one problem solved. Now I just need to solve other problems. Like, eventually I got a cable up all the way over here, but I'm going to need more materials. I need to go ahead and get a big battery charging station right there. So let's go ahead and do that, because I want to move my battery charge. I think I'll keep that small one there, but I do want to have a better battery charging station there. And, oh. This is supposed to be a glass door. I'll have to fix that. Well, the good news about that is you always have batteries. You can always use them to transmit stuff around. So, let's get a battery charging station, the big one. Oh, I need copper. I'm like way low on copper again. There's some copper. Alright. The only reason I care about that is so that I can, actually, I'm gonna need that. Yeah, I don't think I need to print any more stuff out. So that's getting charged. That's good. Alright, this thing, the power, yeah. Ugh, okay. Okay, so I gotta fix this, unfortunately. I gotta open this up. Put a small battery in here. Pump all my air out. I gotta dismantle this completely. So it's an angle grinder. It's a hand drill. And now it's a, is it another? No, it's a wrench. Sometimes in this game, the hard part is figuring out what it needs. Alright, so now it's the plastic sheet with the welding torch. Okay. It's already nighttime? Oh, I need more glass. Okay, I need one more glass. Now, the reason I want to have the whole airlock thing on both ends is that, I want to be able to, you know, wherever I am, I either want to go to there from my greenhouse or from my production. You know, that's why I want the double airlock. Okay, now that I got that, I need to pipe this up. I need to cable it up. Alright, so that's done with. I think I actually need to focus on getting my sensor lenses or something better. Because, I mean, I do eventually gotta go mining, but I'm not gonna have much in the way of how to properly target specific things. And, as it is right now, what do I want to target? Actually, I don't know. Does an ice crusher generate sparks? I do need to make this more safe. Like, okay, so let me think of this while I'm airing out a bit. I want to set a water tank here. Hold on. I want to set a water tank right here. Somewhere over here. I want to set an ice crusher for that water tank right here. So that when I crush it... Does an arc welder generate sparks? I don't think so. This is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I never thought about that. If I have to weld in here with my arc welder, is it going to... Oh, Zrillans are such a... Oh, the engineering challenges with this Zrillan is just maddening. Okay, so I want to get an ice crusher here for water, because I do have water. I want to get a non-insulated water tank in here, so that it can be actively bridging here. I'm hoping that if somehow this inside goes on fire, it'll, you know, the heat will go into the water. I don't know. Then I want a shower right here. That way I can shower. So then basically that kind of locks up this spot right here. So this is going to be like my water processing, my shower. Okay, so let's work on that. Let's work towards making this base more livable, because I don't want to just be drinking water from water bottles, and I am actually running low on water bottles. Okay, so that's my plan. Let's try to get water set up. Water and shower, because the only reason I want shower is because I don't want to keep looking at my hygiene. I don't want to keep looking at that icon show up every so often. That should be enough. Okay, so let's look at what we need. First of all, let's look at Ice Crusher. Well, that was easy. Can I make an advanced furnace? I should. What am I, an idiot? Of course I can make an advanced furnace. It's just a matter of, yeah, I don't have much copper. I really don't have much copper. Alright, I got my ice crusher. I want my tank. A tank, just a liquid tank. That costs copper. Now, How much cables and heavy cables do I have? Not much. So let's just get another transformer. And then just make a bunch of cables. Alright. Got my water tank. Shower. I need silicone. That's in here. Shadow Drake, why are you going for this stuff? Look, I it's very chill. Like normally I'd want to get all of this stuff massively overproduced. But this is a chill experience. I'm actually trying to make my place better. I don't Yeah, I'm gonna need some liquid pipes. Alright, so I got my shower, I got my tank, I got my ice crusher. I need a pressure valve regulator. And then you know what? I'm just gonna burn the last of my that to make cables. Okay, so I got that, and now I need liquid pipes. Now, the only reason I'm needing the pressure regulator is because I do like to, whoa, I forgot pipes just go everywhere. I do like to use I do like to pressurize my water so that I can actually use it as a radiator. So like medium liquid radiator. I'm just going to go ahead and make one more. And I will need steel sheets because of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and build. Now I get to go find out if messing with an ice crusher is actually flammable. Actually, I don't have enough space, so yeah. Okay, so let's drop off materials I need in here. Okay, that's all my materials I need. I need some wall kits. I got the drinking fountain, right? It's the shower. Here's the radiator. Liquid tank. Crush. I did not get the drinking fountain. Okay, let's get the drinking fountain. Drinking fountain. Can't believe I didn't make that. That's like one of the first things you make. Walls, that's... I don't think I need anything else. I think this is it. This should be it. I might need more liquid pipes, but... let's get that to 800. Alright, let's air out a bit. Okay, so what I want to do is have the ice crusher right here. Hold on. I gotta think of this better. Okay, so if my liquid tank is right here, I want to have it in such a way that I can actually pipe it out to go to the greenhouse. So I think like this. Like this. Okay, so that'll work. Well, I need to have space, so... I mean, I fully acknowledge that that light is not in a good spot. Maybe right here. Alright guys, moment of triumph. Moment of truth. There is some nitrous in here that would technically set me on fire. I'm okay! Woo! Okay, that's not what I expected, but whatever. Okay. There's like no ice. Okay. I mean, I'll find better spots for that stuff probably I could relocate them. Okay, so let's get some heavy cabling out. Again, the only reason I'm doing heavy cabling is because I really don't know what I am going to use on my greenhouse, and I just don't want to overpower whatever I'm going to put there. I need more lights. You know what? Let's get more lights. You know what? I'm out of copper. I can't get more lights. Okay, so for this to work, uh, one, this has to be on. I like... Uh... This radiator has to poke out so far. That's kind of annoying. Okay, but I can poke it out right here, maybe? Okay, but the shower, however... cannot do that. Okay, so I'm gonna have more issues with this radiator than I am with anything else, so that's kind of annoying. Ugh. Okay, so what if I have the radiator here? Radiator there, because I want my shower here. I want the shower to be right there. But then, where do I put the tank? I don't want it outside. You know what? Let's go back to the original plan. Water right here. And I think... Yeah. I think I'll just have the radiator right here. It's kind of in the way, but I think I can hide it with walls. You know, maybe kind of like a sectionalized room wall type thing and hide it. I think that'll work. Now, first, I am going to need you to work with a pressure valve.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, my hydration's critical. I'm working on it. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, I might as well just use my water bottles. Okay. Now I just need to cable it up. I do need to go mining, so... Uh, 278. Hold on. 273 is 0. I want it 10 degrees to 283. Let's just get 10 degrees for now. Oh no. Oh boy. I probably released some water into the atmosphere. I completely forgot about that. Oh wow, it didn't. This is why I wanted to pressurize it with nitrogen, so that it wouldn't do something stupid, like Yeah. Okay. Now, there we go. I think that'll work for that. Sun is up high pretty well. Good, 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 good. That burned through quite a bit of power, more than likely, so let's just get a little bit more water in there, and let's go mining, because I need to get some more copper, like always. I think this works. I think this will work out. I just need to get lots of cabling done so I can get lights in, and then I can get this shower set up. Now, as far as cleaning out the shower water, I think I'm going to just set up like a simple phase change setup in the back and use that to clean it. Rather than... Where's my tracker tablet? I haven't built an advanced tablet, did I? No, I did not. Okay. So, my power is still okay, so let's go get some... Let's actually... Okay, this mining trip is going to be towards the sensor lenses, so for a sensor lens, I need to get specifically stuff for Inconel and Waspaloy. So Inconel needs nickel. So I just need 1 stack of nickel, 2 stacks of gold, and I got some steel that I can just burn. But I also need to make some copper, and I also need to get some stuff for Waspaloy. Waspaloy needs more nickel and lead, so I need 2 stacks of nickel, I need some silver and some lead. So let's go on ahead and get that. Because I only have, like, none of that. So yeah. Lead, nickel, gold, copper. Let's get all of that fun stuff. So let's get copper, because I need it. You need so much copper in this game, it's kind of crazy. Might as well get some nitrice if I can stumble upon it, because that's a very good pressure in and hot gas to use. So I will need 2 full stacks of gold. I'll need 2 stacks of nickel. I'll need a lot of lead. Let's get you over here because I'd like to have my mining tab over here. It's actually coming along really well. So I haven't even built a GFG or anything. I haven't built a dedicated atmospherics. I mean, I'm gonna need it. You know, I will need it soon. But I'm glad to know that I'm at a point that I'm, you know, this is kind of what I mean. Like, you don't really need a lot of power generation until you actually start building the heavy, dedicated stuff that uses all that much power. So, you know, it's strange that 2 upright turbines and 4 tracking solar panels. It just sounds strange that that's all that you need for a while, but I'm actually making it work. Part of it, again, is that I have experience, so I know what needs to be skipped and what does not need to be skipped, but it's working. It's working. And I haven't even gotten to the crazy stages yet. Like, I haven't... Like, I know that I'm gonna need a gas fuel generator, solid fuel generator, all that fun stuff when I start to go into rocketry, because you just burn through so much power with rocketry. Oh, hell. I'm gonna need nitrice. Nitrice is really good for, again, pressure and gases. using as a pressure and gas. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more copper while I'm at it. I really need to make the advanced furnace so that I can get the sensor lenses and stuff. There's another hole in Mars. Oh. Okay. Yeah, there we go. 2 full stacks of copper. That might last me like what, all of a little bit more.
Power low.
I left without recharging my batteries. What am I doing? Oh, that's water ice. Might as well get more. Okay. Back to my focus. I need lead, I need nickel, I need silver. I should print an advanced tablet so I can kind of scope out what the deep miner regions are around me. Because eventually I do have to factor them into my plans. Well, might as well cook some iron as well. Since I'm making piping and stuff. Alright. Alright, so I need silver. I need some silver, I need some lead, I got the gold I need. I'm in Tharsis South. And eventually I'm gonna build a rover and stuff and start going out and exploring. I'm gonna need some gold. I am curious to see how like the solar storms are gonna change things up because you know that new suit that the beta has teased. It looks interesting. Oh, silver. I definitely need that. I need it for several processes, so I might as well start getting a lot of it. The update that allows you to see just how much ores you are mining is phenomenal. Like, just knowing that I still have plenty of silver to mine right here is just... It's actually really, really potent. Yeah, I know. You're using your jetpack, Shadow Drake. You said you never... Ugh. Look, I'll use my jetpack every now and then. I still need lead. I still need nickel. And it's nighttime. It's day 10. When did I start? Did I start day 9 or day 10? When did I start? It's about 30 minutes in. I try to time it to 3 days because, you know, one full day is... What's that? Lead! I got some lead. I feel like the timing for, you know, 2 days is really good. That's quite a bit of lead. Okay, I need lead, silver. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more, you know, just in case I need to make some more solder. That's quite a bit of lead. I love that. Love it. No, up there. Okay. Back to nickel. Back to needing nickel. You can actually wander around for quite a long time, to be honest. Oh, cobalt. I have not gotten any cobalt. I might as well start getting some too. Because I'm going to need this for stellite. I'm going to need it for astraloy. You know, all of the big fun super alloys and stuff. Cobalt is actually one of the really, really rare ones, and it's the one that you just tend to not get almost any of. Because you don't really need it unless you're doing something funky like using it for off-gassing volatiles because you need it for a process, or because you need to use it for, like, you know, getting a furnace hot on like a hot world. So cobalt is actually one of those things that just can kind of forget exists, but it is extremely useful. So with that amount of cobalt, I think I mined out what I need to make some stellite and some astraloy. The problem is that I need nickel. I need a lot of nickel. Because that is steel. So I'm just going to put a cobalt there. Tharsis. I just need nickel. Nickel, nickel, nickel. Are you nickel? No, you're copper. So I got some extra copper, I got some extra lead, I got some nitrites for pressure. Found more water. I'm almost 500 meters away from the base. This is why I want the sensor lenses, because when I want to go out for specific items, I don't want to be roaming around what seems like ages to find specific items. I want to just be like, oh, there's nickel right there. Go mining. Yes, there are ore trackers and stuff like that, but I mean, when you start out, having like the what is it's an ore scanner. You know, you start out with the ore scanner. You know, some iron, some gold, some copper. You're like, okay, but yeah, it just tells you there's stuff around. And then you could go with the colored version so that you can start to see different colors of ores and be like, okay, so maybe this is the kind that I need. And so then you just kind of go around with your tracker out and be like, okay, this is a different color. Maybe this has what I need. You dig down, you realize, yay, it is, or nay, it ain't. And you know, that's all well and good. That works. That can be something to shoot for. And then you have the sensor lenses, which literally cheat tell you this is what is here. Uh, and when you're new and starting out, the natural progression actually does work. As you can kind of tell, it's day 10. This was a brutal start, mind you, but you saw that once I got the tracking for the solar panels up and ready, and with the basic logic chips, mind you, it wasn't even the IC10. Once that tracking was up and operational, four of them have been providing enough power for me to use, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good to know. But you know, the thing is, I did technically know what I'm doing, so I could rush and get to them. But that's really what kind of separates me from a person just starting out brand new. Is that I know to use that. I know how to build that. I know what to do with that. A new person is not gonna know that. So then it's like, okay, so then their solution was the like I had the three basic panels, just kind of facing in some random directions, hoping for the best that it actually I found more lead. You know, that it will actually work to their advantage to give them power. And you can kind of tell that that did help me. It did help stabilize me a little bit, especially since I opted not to burn coal. And then everything changed once I got the solar tracking up. And then at that point, I just had some very constant, very reliable power generation. And I haven't added any extra generators since then, other than the uprights. And I've been okay on power. I even added another station battery, and it's slowly charging, mind you. I'm not gonna grab that cobalt. because I really am looking only for nickel. They are slowly charging, and it is, again, I'm not using any combustion. My base is on a low power load. Like once I start to add more things, like once I start to fill my base with lights, once I start to make more active stuff like filters, because I need to filter out my N2O. Uh, once I start adding those, then that roughly 2 kilowatts daily is not going to last. And that's when I will need to actually focus on setting up the combustion stuff. I'm gonna go for a gas fuel generator. And when I get to that point, you're gonna see it really isn't that much to do for setting it up. Um, oh, I've been slowly heading back to base. That's fine. Kind of need to. Where is this nickel? That's iron. Stay 11, and I think I'll stop at 12, I think. That's gold. God, where is this nickel? I need the sun to come up because I need to be able to see over a long distance to find it better. I probably wandered over several of them, but I wouldn't be able to tell because, wow, I see my base over there. I wouldn't be able to tell because, again, it's dark. Oh, hey, the sun just turned on. Okay, that's fine. Now I can start finding nickel. So let's just go out in one direction, start finding nickel. Well, actually, there was some nickel around my base. So let me just check this little mountain out here. If there's nickel up here. If there's none up here, that's fine. I'll just go back to base because there was a small little deposit around there. Because I remember seeing that. Completely forgot about that. This is a chill experience. My brain isn't firing on, isn't firing on all cylinders trying to be like, survival, survival, I must survive. And part of the fact for making content is I know that the mining is actually probably the most boring part to suffer through. Okay, let's head back to base. And just mine the nickel around me. I hope that that's enough. I need 2 full stacks of nickel. And I can go on ahead and cook the copper, cook the iron, make some more lights and piping. Just make my base look nicer. I do love the view for this. It's a phenomenal view. I am enjoying this. I can't wait to go to Vulcan, to be honest. I've been planning out that playthrough. Like as far as I've been figuring things out on Vulcan, I've been playing with my brother in Vulcan. He's enjoying it. We played in a specific spot. Survival wise, I know what to do. I think this is nickel. Yep, this is nickel. Survival wise, I know what to do. He's fairly new to the game. We played on the moon for quite some time. He got the hang of it. He likes the coding aspects and all that fun stuff. He doesn't have as much time to play as I do, so it's not like he's mastered a lot of the survival parts of this game. But he gets it. He understands it. Shout out to him. He's my bro. Smart kid. Not a kid. I mean, we're old. We're old. We're old people. Really? 49. So yeah. So he gets what to do. And, I might be the experienced one. I might know the phase change cooling. I might know all of that. But he knows what to do. And, he also had the same concerns. It's like, it doesn't seem like you can survive very well. But, having an experienced person kind of show you what you can do, what you should be doing, it really breaks off a lot of the fear and the... Whoops. Sorry, I tapped my mouse and it decided to fly all over the place. It breaks up the fear and the intrepidate. I don't know. English is not my first language. It's not my strongest language either. It just breaks up a lot of the fear that that could be associated with. Oh yeah, look at that. There's nickel under my base. Uh, okay, so to make an advanced furnace, I need some copper, electrum, solder, and silicon. Okay. Most of that is here. Let's just get all this in here. Uh-oh. There it is. Okay. Need copper. That's the whole reason I went on this trip. I needed copper. Alright, so let's... Okay. Let's cook some iron. Iron first. I'm just gonna be spitting out all of these ores. Alright. Alright, so I got that. Okay, I will need to make sure that I get some iron in here. How much iron do you have? 150. I shouldn't be wasting power. You know what? Just gonna stick you in there. Get you in here, get you in there, and then the last little bit of copper in the other thing. Right here. Alright, so liquid pipes. Gonna need more liquid pipes. Should be told I could just put a stacker right there. Okay. That works. Okay. Now, the whole advanced furnace thing is just because I want to be able to make the good stuff so that I can make the sensor lenses so that I can just, you know, function better. Like, I don't... You know what? I do need to make some silver because I do want to eventually make a trading platform. So, and as well as, silver is needed for things like the sleeper, like the cryotube. Oh, that changed up. The cryotube definitely changed up and it's different now. So this is fully powered. That only got to 2 bars. And you see, all of this power generation is still enough. Like, this is still charging. That's the thing. Let's charge that. Alright, so now let's get cables because I'm gonna need cables. And I do need to make another station battery and hook it up to here. This is going to be an airlock, so that way all my printers in here will have the ability to be powered from a separate source. And the only reason I really like to do the separating of powers for different buildings is just, I want to be able to, like, this is going to be my battery building right here. I want to be able to come here to a window, see either all blues or yellows or everything's red, nothing is on, nothing is powered, and, then I can figure out, okay, something is up with my power. But another thing is, I want to be able to look at my shelter, my greenhouse, and see that's blue, that's fine. But, if I'm ever just doing something in there, I peek around and this battery is suddenly no longer dark blue, that means that I must be out of power. And I am now running on emergency battery power for my respective buildings. Oh, lights. I need to build some lights. And so if I'm running off of emergency power, then that's a problem. I need to figure out what happened to my power. Like, did something break? Is there a cable loose? Something is going on. And from what I remember, a nuclear battery holds about as much charge as a station battery. So even the places I put APCs, I could put a dedicated nuclear battery. So then it's like, okay, well then I have however much power I generate in there. Then it's however much power goes to my station batteries, and then it's however much power goes into my APCs. It's a cascading power chain where it only really fails due to explosions, really. It's not super likely to fail, but I give myself some leeway that way. And that's how I like to do my power. Okay, so I probably did not make anywhere near enough, so I want to have maybe one of those right there. I don't know how I'm going to route this power.
Hydration critical.
I know hydration is critical. I will solve it in a moment. Uh, you know what? I could just... No, I can't route it that way. I'll just route it up from here. Alright, I got a light. Okay, so I got extra lighting right there. Uh, I need one more light, like right here, I would say. There we go. That's better. It's not what I want to do, but it's better. Let's just go ahead and drink some water. Get rid of the warnings. Better. They really do. Those warnings can get very aggravating just watching them constantly. I mean, I'm one of those people that it just bothers. It just bothers greatly. Screwdriver to add that. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, as far as things go, the shower is ready. Okay. With the shower being ready, that means I can now clean myself from my filth as needed. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted that to be, kind of like the kitchen, kind of like the water shower, maybe kind of have like a refrigerator here as the kitchen, and then some phase change water filtration out there Oh, speaking of water, I need to melt some more. Oh, I forgot to build my advanced tablet. Alright. Back how'd I go? Now, all those extra lights, the fact that I'm using that is burning through my power a lot more. That's why this is no longer as happy. Because after all, that burns through power. This is charging it at 800 watts, so let's just decrease that to 500 watts to help preserve that. Let's make an advanced tablet. Because, well, I don't mind that. I really do like my tablet to have my tracker. Well, actually, what I should do is that right there.
Hunger caution.
Yeah, my hunger is cautioned. I do need to build the I need to build the rest of these floors so I can just stop falling through them. It's falling through the floors is extremely annoying. Alright, that's enough for that. Alright, so with this, let's just get a deep miner cartridge as well. Alright, battery, tracker, deep miner, and then I can just do this, just to swap out boats. I'm curious. Oh, okay. Oh, Butcher's Flat, gold and silver. This is actually a good region for me as far as gold goes. So that's not bad. Now, typically, I don't like to use my normal tablet except for plants. Because, I mean, what else am I going to be using it for? So let's see. Oh, yeah. Plenty of pressure in here. This is actually kind of keeping my base a little bit more temperature stable. But yeah, that it burns through so much power. Okay. Alright. Well, hold on. I'll let it pump that out. So then now, basically what I'm going to do from here on out is, now that this is pressure, well, I need to keep pressurizing this because I have, well, 55 liters of water is not bad. Now that I have this, keeping this pressurized, I do got to run these pipes out to the greenhouse so that it can actually be used. And let's see, I have 7 cereal bars, so that's not bad. That's not bad. The next big thing is, well, oh, whoops. The next biggest thing that needs to happen is I need to get that greenhouse enclosed. So I need to finish laying it out. I gotta enclose it, I gotta vacuum it, and then I gotta turn that into an advanced airlock. So that way I have a way to enter and exit. Now, this is going to be kind of a nuisance because of the way I did this. So I need that right there. And, yep. Hold on, right there. Might as well go ahead and connect this right there. There we go. Don't need to be burning through power, so I'm just going to do that. could also just do that and it'll shut that off completely. That's fine. And just leave that as an emergency light that's connected to my main power right there. Oh, that's the thing over there. Okay. This is actually going to be almost a good place to call it. So let's see if I can get that advanced furnace set up. Do I have any more frames and sheets? The answer is no. Now, you know what? I don't need this like this anymore, so... Okay. Okay. 12 days have passed. That means the sun is going to rise, and that's actually a good place to call it. So, this door is going to be a marker for the next thing. My power generation. What is my power consumption? Let's see. With the network analyzer, my power consumption is looking like 600 watts. That's slightly concerning. Just like that one's 500 watts. Slightly concerning, but I mean, I knew that was going to be different. This is a good place to call it. It's still workable. So 600 watts and power coming in is nothing right now, but as soon as the sun rises above that mountain, it should be much better. Yep, there it goes. Yep, it's gonna go up to 2 kilowatts. Oh, this one's being cut down by that. There you go. Oh. Oh, this is in the wrong place. It needs to be in there. Okay, I gotta fix that next time. Alright. So, I am losing 600 watts of power at night. Just... Yeah, it's a lot more than that. There we go. Let's put this back down to 500. Ah, okay, so my drain is actually 250 watts. And I'm generating roughly 2 kilowatts per day. So I'm still in the plus. I'm still in a good spot. So when we come back next time, we're gonna get the advanced furnace set up, probably over here somewhere temporarily, of course. We're gonna make my sensor lenses, and then I will use the rest of that time to get my greenhouse set up because I need to start growing my plants soon. Uh, yeah, I gotta get the greenhouse enclosed. I gotta start growing plants, potatoes, and then then after that I gotta move my production to the new building and get that enclosed. So hope to see you then. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye bye.